Sinclair TV back again tonight. It's the Premier League edition show. You get a chance to come on live content, get that content, get that shit. So Ali and Yes, people, good evening. Welcome back to another video. John Sinclair TV back again, and tonight it's going to be the transfer update show. I'm still waiting for Rawley to come on, and I don't know what's up with him. He said that he'll get back to us, and he says he's going to come on, but he hasn't done it yet. But I hope he does. So I'll send him the link, and come on, Rawley, hurry up, mate. Can't wait any longer. So, guys, if you like the video, like what you see, then give it a like, hit the subscribe button as well. And if you like to super chat is open, and you'd like to become a member, then the links is in the description as well. You just click on that and you can become a member. So just waiting for Rawley to come on in a bit. Carl's coming on at 7 o'clock tonight because he's at work, I think. So he's going to be here very, very soon. So let's go through the comments as well before wait for Rawley. And even there's a bit of talk of Maxwell Edson, the young striker from Fluminense, Brazil, known as Besouro, the Beetle, highly rated. Newcastle chasing along West Ham. Thoughts on him? To be honest with you, Tom, I don't know a lot about this guy at all whatsoever. Fluminense, yes, but I don't know a lot about this guy. Never ever heard of this guy at all whatsoever. And I hope Foxy's in the chat. So if Foxy's in the chat, then hopefully he can tell us a lot more. Rawley, welcome, man.
Hi. Oh, I'm a little bit late. Sorry about that. I thought you were starting at 2:45.
No, sorry. So I thought it's 2:12. I quickly changed to 27 because there's a match on tonight, like England match against Italy. So yeah. So yeah. Well, thanks for coming on, mate. I mean, you're welcome. So and also share with the socials as well. So I'll get that in before Rawley gets in as well. Carl's coming on at 7 o'clock sort of thing. So I'll be checking the boxing gloves as well. So I'm the referee. I'm running the show.
Yeah. There you go. I'm not a fighter, so I will disarm him with my words.
Fair enough. So, good. Yeah, I know what it is. I missed you. I haven't seen you for about a week now, sort of thing. You had like a function on, so great to see you back again. 20 people watching so far in a minute. Thanks so much indeed. Just slap the likes on, people. Thank you very much indeed. And have you heard of this striker called Maxwell Edison? I've never heard of this guy.
No, have I?
Never heard of him. Foxy, probably know in the
he's
chat.
In Brazil, because I say, if he's in Brazil, I've got no chance. When it comes to players, I have to put my hands up. I'm quite ignorant if they're not playing in England.
Yeah.
I don't tend to follow other leagues.
Yeah,
mainly because I can't watch the football. It's so slow in comparison. I mean, the Premier League is it's high-powered, high-paced, and that's why it's the most marketable brand in the world, because it's so exciting. And though there are only a few teams that can win the league, going into, I mean, this season has proved that teams at the bottom can beat teams at the top. You look at Nottingham Forest beat Liverpool. Bournemouth have done it. Did Bournemouth beat Man United early in the season? You got Brentford beat. I know Brentford.
Brentford. That was Brentford. Brentford beat Man United.
And Man City have lost games against teams you wouldn't expect them to. I mean, you still get the normal up until this season. You still get the normal teams at the top, but on any given day, any team can win. You've got to be you've got to play at your best, because if you're under par and the side of the bottom's fighting for their life and playing well, they might get something, and that's where you drop points, because the teams at the bottom, say, when someone put a meme up of Jurgen Klopp saying that Jurgen Klopp is the Robin Hood of the Premier League because he takes from the rich to give to the poor because it can beat the teams at the top, but not the teams at the bottom.
I know, and you know what it is, right? I mean, you know, we got to beat teams. This is exciting. You look at the league bottom of the table as well. I mean, up to Crystal Palace, I think they're 11th or 12th. Anyone can get relegated. 3 points separate between them.
Yeah, I know. It's so tight at the bottom.
Just so tight. Really, just so we're not there as well. So we move. Let's go to comments as well, my guy. Please slap the like, hit the subscribe button as well. 26 people watching. Thank you. Big up to Brian. Big up to Gary D. Hope you're well, mate. And big up to Colin. Hi to you, mate. Hi to Leslie. We're absolutely fine. Great to see Isak nominated for the Premier League Football of the Month. I hope he gets it. 7 or 6 goals in 10 games. Spread it out between the 38 games. You get 20 goals on average as well. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. There's a lot in the new intro. Give it a like. Big up to Colin as well. We're going to chat about Victor Osimhen in a bit, but he thinks it's too expensive. We're loving up the Toon. So we go for the comments. We go for the first one to be linked with as well. Hi, John. Hi to you, David. I love to get Victor, but it's not possible to the moment. We have so many other areas you need attention, including the left back and the centre CDM. Yes, I see you pointing that one, David. We're going to talk about Mr. McTOMINAY later on. No Chanceman J. Hi to you, Jay. Hi to Jules. And hope you'll find me it. Epic intro. First time I've seen that. I'm so glad you enjoyed it, Brian. Thank you, man. Very good evening to the gang. Hi to Jules. Jules, how are you doing? You okay? And Colin J. Stuff. Junes on mail. Yeah, absolutely. I think we will bring up to 2 to 6 players in, but that will drop down if they went in for Victor. Do you know what? We need a striker. It's going to be a legend for the next 10 years. He fixed that bill.
Oh, we've got one. We've got one. We need another one.
Yes, we do.
We've already got a striker that's going to be a legend for the next 10 years.
Absolutely, but we do need 2 top quality strikers here. We need 2 top qualities to know. Look at Man City.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that. I just don't want people to forget that what a player we've got in Alexander Isak. He's proving it at the moment. So we basically need to improve quality all over the pitch.
Indeed. And talking about Mr. Osimhen, he's been linked to us as well. And today, according to also Football Italia, that Newcastle's put in an 88 million bid of him, which got rejected out of hand. Obviously, Napoli wants to offer him a new deal. This guy's 6'1". He's banging 23 goals this season in Serie A. There were 23 appearances, 21 goals in Serie A, and 5 assists as well, which is absolutely fantastic. 21 goals, by the way, spread around in Champions League as well. And he's got 4 yellow cards as well. 6'1", like I said. He commands a market value of 100 million euros. It could be more than that. So I've been putting 100 million. And according to one of the reports as well, a journalist called Pete O'Rourke, and he's come out and he said about the chances of us getting Osimhen. I'm sure he's been on the radar for most of the summer. It's just the issue, probably the price tag that is on his head for Napoli. Napoli are demanding big money for him. So even Newcastle's riches, I don't think they can get near the transfer fee for him right now. It's probably 80 million plus for the Nigerian international. Now, for me, right, I mean, yes, he's worth a lot of money, 110%, I can't lie. But Victor Osimhen for Napoli, for me, it's an absolute no-brainer, right? And he's worth the money. And this guy is absolutely a phenomenal player. He really is.
It's you can't say that he's not a phenomenal player. You can't say that 88 million is an extortionate price for him. No brainer if you can do the deal. Now, and if we spend 88 million on him this season, where do we sacrifice strengthening? Because that's sort of like that's going to be close to half the budget for the summer. I think we may have a big buy. I think if it could be structured in such a way that it's up to 88 million, maybe a bit like Isak rises to 63. Maybe if we go round about 60. Add-ons to get it up to 88. I think the other thing that people forget about, we've got to qualify for the Champions League to have any chance of getting it.
We will.
Oh, I believe we will, but we've got to. If we want any chance of getting it, we've got to be playing Champions League football. I think that he's going to be in great demand. I'm not sure that he actually wants to leave Napoli yet, if he doesn't want to leave Napoli just yet, that would probably work in our favour, because they'd look to get him next season when we've got more revenue coming in from the new sponsorship, and we'd have had that. Then we'd have had a year of Champions League money. He becomes much more affordable. I mean, it's a sort of situation where, I don't know anything about Napoli. How are they off for wingers?
Oh, do you know what it is? They're going to win the title. They're going to win the title.
Yeah.
So far, his
the
Champions League as well.
The squad, does their squad need a winger?
You need a winger?
Do they need a winger?
No, I don't think not at all. Because they've got Tom Bonatano on the right hand side, they've got Kvaratskhelia on the left hand side as well, and those two are having fantastic seasons as well. So Napoli are well covered for that as well. By the way, let's be real. But ASM, they're not going to use them as a centre forward. There's no way not. Napoli they won't. I mean, they're trying to get Barely.
That's why I was asking whether if they needed a winger, you could do a Partex with Maxi. It's something like that. I would let Maxi go. So if you say 35-40 for Maxi, and then another 40 on top for 40-50 on top for Osimhen, I'd do that deal. Absolutely. But if they don't need a winger, that sort of blows out. That stops that one. But it's going to be very difficult to get him at this point in time. It's going to be very difficult because we've got so many areas we need to strengthen.
That is true. That is true.
And I think that the areas we need to strengthen, I think they're more likely to spend the big money in midfield. And James Maddison, I think we spend that sort of money on them, sort of 60 on them. And then maybe Diaby if we can get a decent deal for him. Yeah, and we still got others to get. And we still got others to get, because I say that's the previous. One of the comments was, we'll sign up to 6. I think it's going to be 5 or 6. So we've got 3 there. You've got 2 more. Left back is a priority. So that's 1 more. So and I think they'll probably look at a young right-footed centre half. I'm not sure that we'll go for a striker in the summer unless there's an unbelievable deal for someone exceptional, like we got the deal for Isak, because apparently we wanted Isak before we wanted Ekiteke, but didn't think there was a chance of getting him in obviously last January. And then in the summer, we didn't think we had a chance of getting Isak. But when Ekiteke went to PSG, they went back to Sociedad, and Sociedad said, we'll do the deal. So I think that they have. I think the way we operate in the transfer market is we have a budget for players. We have our targets. We have our serious targets and our wish list. And if someone in our wish list turns up, like Isak, they'll spend the money. Hi, Kyle.
Hello, Rolly. I didn't know you were coming on. I'm over the moon.
Hey. I just hear this comment as well for a comment to Rolly's part as well. Good part, by the way, Rolly. Just for Napoli to the 100 mil euro bid from Newcastle United. That's according to Football Italia and Julie. But where you're going to be in football, tell us another thing. But it has been spoke about as well. But we'll have to see. Hi to Jules again. Hi to Jules. Hi to Leslie again. And everyone's chatting in the chat as well. Keep flying in. Thank you very much indeed. And Paul, hi to you. Hi to David and that. And what do you think, Rory? Victor Osimhen being linked to Napoli, according to Football Italia, and 88 million has been rejected, right? But according to other reporters, they said that Napoli's going to command big money. So we're talking about between 100 and 120 million quid. I mean, what chance have we got? For me personally, if we get Champions League this season, then the chances of getting him will be a bit strong. But Rowley said that we need to improve other areas as well, which I kind of agree. I can see where he's coming from. What do you think, mate?
Is that for me, is it?
Yes, it is.
Hello, John. I was over the moon when I seen that on Twitter today. I thought, wow, like that's a big sign that we won Champions League. We're going for it, It's a big boost. I didn't expect that. 100 million euros. I think 120 is cheap. I remember from the very beginning, I said if there's one player I want Newcastle United to sign, it's Osimhen, and I think they'll want 150 for him. He's an amazing player for them. I think he's world class. Yes, I'm on your side there. I think it's almost too good to be true. But if it's true and we have bid 100 mil, then we want him. And if we want him, there's a good chance we can get him. Fingers crossed. I hope it's honestly, if we get this player, oh my God, it's exciting. It's exciting.
Here's a question for you guys. If we can't get, say, Napoli want 150 mil for Osimhen.
It will be 150.
And Juve want 80 mil for Vlahovic. Would you for Halloween? I forget how to do. You know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Would you take the Serbian guy?
No, I'd take Osimhen.
I'd take Osimhen all day long because this guy, he is a goal getter. Don't get us wrong about Vlahovic. He's a good player. He's a decent player, but he's nowhere near the levels that Victor Osimhen is. That guy, he is an absolute killer. He's good in the air. Great at both feet. He's got pace, takes on players as well. And I tell you what, as well, this guy can run. He's got a funky Barney, by the way, a funky Barnett. But he scores, and he's a young lad. So, I mean, I think a lot of clubs missed a trick on this guy. Cost Napoli 50 million quid for Lille, right? But this guy will have 2 years left on his deal. So it'll be very interesting to see how much he's going to go for. They say 150 million quid. And
do you know what?
A
lot of people will disagree with this, right? But this is just how much I want this player, right? And Voley will disagree more than anyone.
Well, you haven't said it yet, so I might not.
I would be happy with one signing, right, in the summer if it was him. If it was Osimhen, I don't care. Honestly, if we got Osimhen, I'd be happy if we didn't buy anyone else. And I know a lot of people will be like, what are you talking about? We need midfielders. We need this. We need that. Get me Osimhen in our squad. I'm happy. Honestly, I couldn't give a shit. Couldn't care about other positions. We'll be all right. Look at what we've done with the team we've got. Get us Osimhen. That should be our number one priority. If we're going for him, we should get him.
So, chats, what do you think, guys? Do you agree with what you just said? Just get one sentence.
I need to reply to Kyle.
Go on.
I understand your sentiments, but the reality is we can't afford to sign no one because of the players that we're losing on that aren't going to get new contracts. We're going to have to bring players in. But bearing that in mind, if we get Osimhen, I would be happy to take a lesser quality to fill up that squad.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Would you say the same thing if it was Harry Kane and not Osimhen? If we got Harry Kane, would you be happy with just Harry Kane, or would you say the same thing?
I'd say the same thing.
Would you?
I wouldn't be happy with just Harry Kane, partly because he's at the peak of his career. He's probably got about 4 or 5 seasons left. With Osimhen, he could be with the club for the next 8 to 10 years, banging him in. Harry Kane was obviously a brilliant striker. He's obviously Premier League proven. If he scores tonight, he becomes England's all-time leading goal scorer. He's got a lot of positives to him. But Osimhen's a different type of striker.
Yeah, I mean, Kane's one of the best. He's proven it. That's why I said Kane. I don't think we'll get Kane, obviously. But I just wanted to know.
You don't know, but I don't think we'll go in for him.
No, me neither.
I think that with the upward trajectory that the club has got, would be of interest to him. Because if Spurs don't qualify for the Champions League,
they won't.
There's a good chance that they won't. Is he going to want to play Europa? Is he going to want to stay? Is he still going to want to stay at Spurs with all the turmoil they've got going off the field?
I really hope. I hope I'm wrong, but I genuinely, and I hate to bring this team up in this stream, but I genuinely believe he'll go to United, because United will get Champions League. And I think that's a big problem for us, because I think that's what Man U are missing. If they get Harry Kane, they're going to be a big problem. And I think that's why he'll go, in my opinion.
I have to agree with that.
It might do. I mean, so I think a lot of it depends on who's in for him and what he wants to do. Because
he could go to Munich. Yeah.
With someone like Harry Kane, if he wants to leave, it's up to him where he goes. He can say, I don't want to go to Man United.
He can go to Napoli. What about
Osimhen? Go to Napoli.
Yeah, they're gonna need him. They're gonna need him when they haven't got Osimhen.
Exactly. And Spurs lose out. Let's go to the comments, by the way. Please keep them coming in, guys. Thank you. I think I'd rather watch this wonderful show than an England game, lads. Gary, you're at the right place, my guy. And why are we going for players that play for Man U when we now give us the runaround every time? And why my flop? Don't get if it's true. My flop. We'll talk about it later on about McTOMINAY, right? So we'll discuss them in a bit. And then hi to AB. Please hit the subscribe button, please, mate. Even to you, mate. And frankly, we did the double over Forest. That's in Gary. Got one here from Colin again. Hi to you, Colin. If the orders are serious about challenging for honours, then we need to be looking at better than McTOMINAY. You commented on it a bit, so don't hold that fault, people. Please hold that fault. And I think that's Andy, by the way. I'm the last one. Thank you, Leslie.
It's going to be interesting to see whether I agree with Kyle or not when we come on to McTOMINAY.
Exactly. We come to it later on, so don't worry about that. According to Julie J, that Tripp's on the bench and Kyle Walker starts. That's that could be good for us, by the way, and he'll get us on stage. JJ, big up to JJ, by the way. We need to be realistic and pragmatic due to FFP. I take McTOMINAY simply because he had depth and experience, but would be a poor transfer window if that's the standard of all our signings. Hold that thought. We're going to discuss about Scott in a bit. He's like a fitter. That's good. Exactly. That's Julie J. Similar clock. Yep. Agreed there. JJ Osimhen will require a lengthy contract with payments over significant periods of time plus a high percentage sell-on clause. Otherwise, it just doesn't add up. And given that we need several signings, so basically what he's saying is if he asks for a release clause as well, then don't bother signing the guy because it's really no good to us. If we get new sponsorship and so on, we can afford one player for 100 mil and 2 to 4 others around 30 million each year. That's a good shout, Truls. And
it depends on when the sponsorship deal when the money from that kicks in.
Thank you. That is it, exactly. Rawley thinking of Maxi plus cash.
Yeah, I mean, if
That's
they,
it, Osimhen.
yeah, I know it's Osimhen. I mean, if they would take that deal, I'd do it. It does deplete our squad, but there's so much. Osimhen gives you so much more, and at the end of the day, we can buy 2 wingers to replace Maxi, and buy a Diaby and then an up and coming younger winger to replace Maxi. But the whole point of doing Maxi plus cash is that we save some of the cash that we can still invest in the rest of the squad, because you'd be looking to get 40 for Maxi, and then
do we need 40 million?
Yeah, then we'd only need 40 million or 50 million to get Osimhen. So that doesn't really break the bank. Right, we still got to replace Maxi, but I think that's doable.
I don't think we need the money.
No, we don't.
It's not so much about needing the money. It's the FFP. If you do players plus cash.
Yeah, okay, I see your point. Yeah,
the cash. It's only the cash value that goes against the FFP.
Yeah, I see your point now.
I mean, we don't need the money, but it's
getting rid of a player to get a player in. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, but it'd have to be a world-class player, and to do that, you need a top player to go. I'd do that deal, though. I mean, I don't think we're going to lose Maxi this summer anyway, unless something like that comes up.
Do you know what? That wouldn't surprise us, if they asked for Maxi to be part of the deal. Wouldn't surprise us at all.
I mean, even if it brought it down, it's the sort of thing that if Maxi, I wouldn't be, if they bid 88, I wouldn't be surprised if Natalie's saying they want 120. I wouldn't be surprised if they say, right, we'll tell you what. We'll pay 80 plus Maxi.
40 is a good price for Maxi. Yeah,
that's what I think. 40. Yeah, 40 is a good price. I think that's probably about his price. I wouldn't take anything less. Well, 35 is probably about as low as I'd go, but there'd have to be add-ons.
Yeah,
for Maxi. I mean, at the end of the day, no one is indispensable. But we're in a position now where we don't have to sell players unless we want to, because we don't need the money.
Exactly.
I don't want to lose Maxi, but if it means getting Osimhen, I'd do that deal.
I'd get rid of Isak for Osimhen.
No, I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Go on. I'll go for Leslie. Sorry, guys. Gone for Leslie. I still haven't got over Nicky, but I tell you what, it could be Nicky Buttmar too. Madison, sorry, Macy, if you're watching the channel. Madison's finally, for me, need more goals and assists. He's got another assist at the weekend. He sure did. And there's a plus one as well.
He needs more goals and assists. I mean, Madison, he's has sort of like 20 goal contributions a season in a medium to poor Leicester side consistently. I don't know how many he scored this season, but he's missed large chunks of it
through injury.
Yeah, which is the first time. But normally he's a 20 goal contributions player. So need to score more goals and assists. I think that's being a bit harsh.
Exactly. A bit of harsh there. What on earth he's worth talking about Osimhen again if he's got 2 years left on his deal and he won't do it except 100 mil. Bonkers. Must have value at 300 mil or something. Mental numbers. Argument Gonzalo Higuain have already left on his contract. Napoli and Juve. Napoli fleeced Juve out for 77 million quid. And forget,
he was old.
Yes. And don't forget, right, they only cost 33 million as well when he went to Napoli. So they fleeced Juve 77 million quid. When he left on his contract, is 29. I think it's 28 at the time. Wow. Well done, Napoli, getting that price as well. You're right, Kyle, you're right. And Sesko, that's from Ian Sesko.
Oh, didn't he go to RB Leipzig? Or was that where he's from?
I don't know.
We're interested in him. Apparently, we're interested in him, and his agent was in Newcastle, and then he because he's at Salzburg, and I think he went to Leipzig because they've got an agreement because they're almost like feeder club.
Benjamin Sesko, yes, he was. I think he went to Leipzig in the end. You're absolutely right. Did he go to Leipzig? No, he didn't. His career, he's gone on loan to Leipzig on a season-long loan. Was he there? No, I'm wrong. But he's. Let's have a look at this one. Also, yes, he joined him in 2023 on a 5-year contract. So Sesko will be off to Leipzig on a 5-year deal. Commencing next season, so there's no way you're going to get Sesko, by the way. But so I would call rules for the reason. That's Leslie. Hi to Tony. I hope you're okay, mate. And England playing 4-3 formation with Bellingham starting and Pickford in goal. I'm going to put another possibility forward here. That's Ntanji, 100 mil plus ASM, but there's nothing near a winger. That's the thing. They would have got Kvaratskhelia unless ASM plays second fiddle to the guy. And 3, Osimhen and Kane. Isak is top quality. We don't need Osimhen out 100 minutes as a striker. Ian, we need 2 quality strikers if you are to push forward.
The thing about having Osimhen is you play the 2 of them.
Yeah.
And that will, Isak's already starting to put the fear of God into the Premier League. Can you imagine playing him and Osimhen together?
Can you imagine? Isak, Osimhen, come off it, man.
I'll tell you what, though, that'd be scary, man. Harry Kane too.
And then if you got Kashvili as well.
What about this one? Kane too old. He's 30. Daniel Levy won't let Kane go. And Kane's only 29. Kane's only 29.
He's at his peak, Kane.
What's that, Uli?
Kane's at his peak.
He is, isn't he?
He's still
a quality player. He's still a quality player.
No, he's at his peak as a professional. He's probably got another year, 2 years left at his peak. Then he starts the downward.
I think he's worse. We're not even seeing the best of Kane in that squad. He needs to move.
Yeah, he's not. Particularly this season, Spurs being woeful. He needs to be playing in a better team.
They're an awful team.
Whilst he's still at his peak.
Exactly. The guy's 29 and he needs to ask himself the question, does he want to be at Tottenham for his career or does he want to be at Spurs to become a legend? Well, he's a Spurs legend, but I think he needs to be aware. If he gets aware, that'd be brilliant for Newcastle because if he goes to United, then...
But the thing about it, the way we play, he'd do... If he were to come to Newcastle, you could see a sort of link up with him and Isak like he has with Son.
Yeah.
You can see him being that. I mean, I wouldn't turn my nose up at Harry Kane. I prefer Osimhen, but it's not a bad backup getting Kane.
Exactly. But you know what it is? If he's available, I'll tell you what, I think we have to swap. I think he ended up going to, Cal said, go to Man United. We got 2 Daz, by the way, first time. I hope you're okay, mate. Thanks for subscribing, mate, by the way. I appreciate that. Hope things are well with you, Daz. Welcome aboard. Gerard on punditry. Oh, that'd be fun. CVG, yeah? The manager of the punditry. We're going to talk about Scott McTOMINAY in a wee bit. It's okay, Les. And England team, there'd be T-Rex, Walker, Stone, McGuire, Shaw, Phillips, Rice, Bellingham, Saka, star boy, by the way, Kane and Grealish. That's not a bad lineup, by the way, but I still think he's too low to his players. So, and we've got one here from SD Teams that commentary. Osimhen would also be like 300k per week minimum. I tell you what, 300k a week, I tell you something.
You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. I've heard him even say himself in an interview he wants to play in the Premier League. You'll be surprised. I don't think he'll be on 300k a week.
No, not in it. I mean, have the Italian clubs got that sort of money?
He's on for, I think,
wages?
something like £50,000 a week.
50.
50k a week, apparently.
I don't think he won't.
Yeah, because I was going to say he's not on 300, and not in Italy.
Yeah,
He may have been in if he's in Spain. Or
if we cement Champions League, he wants to play in the Premiership. I think there's a good chance we get him for less than 300k a week.
Yeah. 300k a week, that's a bit. Oh, good luck with that, Fitter, if you ask for that. And what's Fitter's wages? Yeah, he's on 50k a week, around that a week, Colin. Go through the Carl shuffles over, he'd be perfectly over them. Legs in the background pick. That is just on Cal. Especially if wages feed up for ASM to subsidize Osh's wages. That could be a possibility. Again, Jules. And big up to Paul, Southampton fan. Big up my guy. Hope you're okay. You need to
sort of come back on that comment about freeing up wage. Right, we would free up wages if ASM went, but I don't think that we're going to let go of ASM unless it's part of a deal like that for Osimhen. And ASM's not on great wages because when he came over from France, he would have been doubled his wages. That would probably put him on about 30 grand. He's had one increase since then, and that was under Ashley. So that probably put him on to about 35k. It's not, he won't be one of the top earners. I mean, it's like, I was surprised when he found out how much Joe Linton's on. He's on about 40k.
It's shit, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it could be much. So you don't save an awful lot on wages on Maxi. It's not about saving wages. It's about whether adding him to the deal would make it possible to get Osimhen. I think if something like that doesn't happen, he stays.
If you pay him 120 grand a week, he'll come at it.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's almost even 150, treble his wages.
Absolutely. Worth every penny. Big up to Connor, by the way. Hi to you, Connor. Please hit the subscribe button if you can. That'd be brilliant. I hope you're okay. We're going to go through this comments, guys. We're going to go straight on to McTOMINAY as well. We need to discuss him as well. Anyone in chat knew his wages off the minute we've gone, that Colin, mate. And he's not on 300k a week. He's not on 300k a week at Napoli. I'd be amazed and astonished if he did. Big up to Stephen, by the way. I hope you're okay, mate. Bitch, 100k a week. We're going to find out, but she's really on. And got one more pass release at Hampton where to get relegated. I think you're right, mate. I think
100%.
I think he's done. No, really, we need that. Why sign him? More goals needed. And McAllister. That's a good shot, Connor. Sorry. Raw Browns, it's 50-50 for Leeds for us. He really doesn't get anything when he was that great for us. So what's the point? What's the point in teams? That's Paul again. 30 mil for him. And Google said he's on 112k a week at Napoli.
Yeah, so up at 120. Good comment, mate. Give him 120.
Well done, Colin. Thank you so much indeed. I like that front line, by the way. Gordon, McTOMINAY, and Bartley. Shows on to one more than 30 mil. I don't know how many years left he's got on his contract for Ward Prowse, but I can't see him getting more than 30 mil, to be fair. And a couple wrong because he's gone down. But I'd probably stay. We could buy Kane to play in Europe, so he could just beat Shiraz's record as well. You can do it with us as well.
I tell you where Ward Prowse will go. He'll go to Tottenham. I'm going to call it now. Tottenham will get Europa. Southampton will get relegated, and Ward Prowse will go to Tottenham. I guarantee it now.
You could be right. You could be right.
It's like that.
100 mil for €30 this summer. Club not going to do that, in my opinion. I can't see it. Can't see it at all.
It's not just any 30-year-old. It's Harry Kane you're talking about.
30, yeah. Crazy, man. I think the players are going to play on the team and make their choice from that. And we still have players Osimhen wouldn't play with, but then again, maybe not. Dustin Jules. That's a fair comment there. And Jules Carr, John's background pick of the screen.
Oh, you mean Almiron's legs? Okay. I was looking back behind us. I was like, eh?
Yeah. Anyone can get off the wages. Aston Tangi, yes, plenty, mate. We need to. Coffee! And who's far away? What a guy. Mudryk is on $4,000 a week last year. That's a shout to that. It's $4,000 a week. He's on mega bucks now. In 30k a week towards Ossi's wages. Everything I see. 7 Chester, Chelsea favourites. Man United, Chelsea face to get him. That's in Jackie B. Hi to Jackie B. Hope you came, mate. No one says he's on 300k a week. He's on ASM's on 38k a week, apparently. I think he's on 72 a week. I could be wrong on that one. I'm saying that's what he's able to get. And let's go on to McTOMINAY. He's being linked to us as well. According to TalkSport yesterday, saying that, and the Daily Mail, that we've been linked with him in the summer for 30 to 40 million quid, right? Now, Scott McTOMINAY, right? He's a box midfielder, right? He's not getting regular game time under ETH, but at the end of the day, I mean, I started you this time, Cal. Scott McTOMINAY, he's worth 30 to 40k a week. That's his market value, right? 25-year-old. Can you honestly see? Would you take Scott McTOMINAY?
No, but yes, no, yes. I'm torn, and the reason when I'm doing my chores on the house, I tend to put TalkSport on, just as a crack on, Put my gloves on, do the dishes and that, and I heard them talking about it, and I was like, oh no, it's not happening. But apparently Eddie's really interested in him, and he can see him fitting into our box-to-box style of play, and thinks he can make him a better player. Well, if that's one thing Eddie can do is make a player better, and he must see something I don't, because for me, he's an average player, and for me, if we are really going for Champions League football, I really can't see him improving us that much. I mean, where do you put him? If he's a number 6, what, you dropping Longstaff? I mean, you can't see that much of an improvement, can you, really? Let's be honest. For the price, 30, 40 mil, I think it's too much. I think it's a lot of money for him. I know you get, okay, he plays for Man United. You don't get there unless you're a good player, blah, blah. But I just think, he's not getting minutes for a reason. And I think he's an average player, and I just don't think he improves our squad that much. I think he's average, but I get it. Eddie Howe can make players better, and yes, he could turn him into a much better player than he is. So who am I to say no? But in my opinion, you're asking the question: would I take him if I had the option? The answer is no.
Yeah, probably not. The thing is, I don't think he's any better than the ones we got. You just mentioned Sean Longstaff there. I think he's getting better as well, number one. And you've got Joe Linton can play in midfield as well, Joe Willock as well. Bruno, that feeds up Bruno Guimaraes to move up and play further forward, you know what I mean? Yeah. But for me, there's got to be a reason why he's not good enough for United. If he's not good enough for United, he's going to be good enough for Newcastle United. Do you know what I mean? But
we're challenging United. Why would United get rid of him for us? That doesn't make sense. Go on, Rolly. Rolly, die and say something.
The one thing I can tell you why he's not playing for Manchester United.
Casemiro.
Exactly.
No. Casemiro.
Sorry, Carl.
Casemiro's been banned how many times? I've still not seen McTOMINAY on that pitch.
Well, they brought Sabitzer in as well.
Oh, okay.
but would I take McTOMINAY? It depends on what you're looking for. Are you looking for someone to come in and start? McTominay's not your man. If you want someone to bolster the squad that's got some European experience, maybe I think he's a bit like I wouldn't say a poor man's, but a mediumly wealthy man's Sean Longstaff.
I don't get the comparison to Longstaff. I don't get it.
It's basically because they're energetic midfielders.
Because they're both average.
No. Well, as you said, you're not an average player if you can play in the Premier League regularly or at big clubs. I think what they see from what I've read about why they're interested, what they see in him is that he fits our style of play, the energy, the intensity, that we play with, he could be a useful squad player, rotation player, because at the moment, Sean doesn't get any rest. He plays every game. We're going to be next season. We're going to be playing a lot more games with Europe, so he's going to need to give him a rest.
I think that's why he wants him, isn't it?
As a rotation, and he can improve players. I mean, you look at Sean at the beginning of the season, everybody is slating him. Look at him now, and people think, well, how can you drop him? The Eddie Howe effect.
It's having players having to fight for a position that I love. So yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it.
You know what?
He wouldn't be my first choice in midfield. I think the price they're talking about, I wouldn't pay 40 million for him. No. If we could get him between 25 and 30, maybe.
Yes, maybe.
Maybe. I think that's a reasonable price. Or you could save that money and spend it on a younger midfielder from abroad who is playing at high. I mean, the guy I like is McTOMINAY at Mönchengladbach. He's a lot younger, so I think he's going to be 22 next year. And I reckon that if you may be able to drop maybe 30, 35 and get him, and you've got you're starting from a higher baseline. It'd be immediate competition in the midfield area for that sort of defensive role. He could possibly beat Sean out of the team. And he's got a lot of development to go. And one of the things I love about our strategy at the moment is that a lot of the big money spending we've done has been on young players, so they can be at the club for a long time, be the core of the team. And then you only have to buy tinker. It's a bit like you look at Manchester City now. It took them a while to get there, but they don't do awful lot of spending in the summer. Or in the, I don't think they bought anybody in January. It's because they've got such a nucleus of really good players that are young, and they've got their youth system that's churning them out. But they only need to tinker around the edges because they're really good. The biggest problem is going to come when De Bruyne starts his downwards, comes off his peak, because he's a big player for them. Can they replace him? But we're going to be in the situation where we're going to have this really good core of players.
Yeah.
We have some bright stars in the youth ranks. Was it Lewis Miley is the one they're raving about? Was he 16, 17? So he's one for the future that can come in at a later stage, and we won't have to. I think it's before the semi-final against Southampton. I'm not sure if it was at James's Park or they interviewed Dan Ashworth, and he says, "Well, you can't. It's unsustainable to keep spending hundreds of millions every summer. What we want to do is get young players, get the best young talent in, nurture and develop them so they can come in. Then you get that conveyor belt that Brighton have set up, because you look at the players that they've sold, and the team seems to be getting better. And we want to be in a situation that when the Osimhens of the world come up, we can buy them like Man City did with Haaland. But still, if we lose a player, we have someone already within the club that can replace them. So we don't have need to go out and spend loads. Obviously, you're still going to buy players, but on a short-term basis, you got players. I mean, look at Elliot Anderson, who was storming on Friday.
Really played well.
He's going to have a big future at the club. There's going to be a big battle in midfield for next season.
Absolutely. Well put, really well put. There's one player I'm going to give you the name and that I'll go for as well. It's McTOMINAY. And I'll go for some comments as well. Cockeyed Cyclops, big up to you, mate. And big up for you from Salt Lake City as well. Salt Lake City. Please hit the subscribe button, mate, if you can, mate. Big up to you, mate. And welcome aboard, mate. I hope you're okay. And he'll be a decent squad player with Fiat Bruno move forward. That's an Ian. And let's just ask what Thomas over there. I'd love to know that as well. Can anyone remember the last time we bought a player from Man U? I think it was Nicky, but I could be wrong. Why waste FFA on McTOMINAY when you can use it on Alvarez and Ajax? That's a good shout. That's a very good shout there. Edson Alvarez. And also as well, I'll go for someone else as well, a bit closer to home. João Palhinha from Fulham. That guy in his first season has been outstanding. That guy, no one ever mentioned this guy, he has been absolutely brilliant for Fulham this season. He really has. And
I'd rather have was it Neves from Wolves than Palhinha?
Yeah, he's another name for England as well.
Oh, I prefer Paulinho. I disagree with you there, Rolly, but I think we did agree on McTOMINAY, so that's good. That's good.
I think the thing with me with Paulinho and Neves, I mean, it's different. Because Wolves have been struggling where Fulham have been flying, so Paulinho looks more effective. Neves is a lot younger than Paulinho. Plus, I believe Paulinho is 29, isn't
he? 28 in August, 20 in July. He's 20 in July.
28, where Neves is 25.
Yeah. See, people are. I've seen a lot of people say, "Oh, if we get McTominay in, we'll push Bruno forward." You know, but I don't want to see Bruno go forward. I want Bruno to stay where he is and keep doing what he's doing. Bruno, I think people forget. I think we all forget how good he's a CDM. He's fantastic at tackling. He's a CDM, but he's got that bonus of playing outstanding balls and going forward as well. Don't move him. Don't change anything. Keep Bruno where he is and bring in an attacking midfielder like Maddison or someone else who's less injury prone. Keep Bruno where he is. They haven't changed it too much.
I mean, this is the first season that Maddison's had significant injuries.
Yeah, but I bring an attacking midfielder in. I don't want to see Bruno move.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, I think the thing is, we're looking to get two midfielders in, probably a CDM and an attacking midfielder. Yeah. So we've got options. So if we want, we can push Bruno forward. Maybe in a game, if we're chasing a game, you can bring someone on to push him forward, or
mid-game, if we need a goal, then push him forward. But I don't like the idea of changing his position altogether for someone else. My opinion.
Yeah. It depends on who we bring in as well.
That's true. Yeah.
Looking forward.
He's one of the best. He's one of the best CDMs out there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. CDMs. I'll tell you what. There's a few CDMs out there as well. Who did you say role is CDM? The best CDMs out there? Do you say?
Alec Onana.
Everton's Onana. Yeah, he'll be at Everton next season.
Yeah. If Everton stay up.
Yeah. If Everton stays up,
Everton stay up, they might go down. Onana's good. I like Manu Kone at Borussia Mönchengladbach. Everton Alvarez is good. As a top CDM, those I think would be the sort of like three that you'd be looking at.
Yeah,
if Everton go down, they're one or two nuggets worth going in for. Onana's one. Demarai Gray, I think, is a really good player. I think that
if we were 10th,
he gives depth.
Yeah, I think we can do
Demarai Gray would give us depth. I tell you, Demarai Gray.
Yeah, I'm not saying that we.
As a cover.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's you've got to get him, but with them going down, they're going to have to shed players. Those are probably the two that are the ones that you would be the most sought after, because everyone else, I mean, well, we don't need T-Rex. Someone will pick him up, but apart from T-Rex. Onana and Gray, there's not really much else at Everton.
I love how you're calling them T-Rex.
Exactly. T-Rex. Bless.
It's got tiny arms.
Yeah. Bless. I know a Newcastle United badge on my life, and it's going to be awkward for me if they change it. And time goes. Good luck on it this morning. Good luck, mate. Enjoy.
That's because Coffee's young, because I've known 3 badges since I've been supporting.
I've got it tattooed on my back. I hope they better not change it.
Well, I mean, they've only changed it 4 times in the club's history.
Yeah. Agreed, man. Till top 4 finish, we decide our window. That's from Alan. Yeah, I think we'll do it. Alan will do it this season, mate. Don't worry about that. And I have to agree there. Cycling more like relegate. That's a shower. I love it. In chat to Leslie. Again, I really want to see Bruno go forward. Everyone's saying that as well. One thing you could say is the summer window is going to be an insanity massive, and I cannot wait. Jules, I'll be doing daily transfer updates in the summer as well.
The way we're going to be linked to players in the summer, you might as well do hourly shows, John, because we're going to be linked to so many players.
We have. What we're going to do on my show,
just wait for this summer.
Exactly.
When we get Champions League.
Absolutely. I'm going to do like the 5 best right backs, the 5 best left backs you can go for and go along that way. So I'm going to do plenty of transfer windows as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that, people. Long has been great, but we need more creativity in players' position. We go through this comments because there's hundreds of them. Says, I hope England win and see you all later. No problem there. Bruno said himself he wants to play further advanced. Yeah, you've got to listen to him.
He may say that, but at the end of the day, it's up to Eddie where he plays. Eddie knows best.
Did he say that though? Did he?
Well, it's been reported that he said he'd like to play further forward, but it's not up to him, and he knows that. He can say he likes to play. He could say what he'd like to play in goal. Doesn't mean he's going to. Eddie dictates the manner of play and how we play, and everyone's bought into it, so he'll play where he's told.
I remember I was playing with Morbith once, and do you remember Olivier Bernard, our left back? Yeah. He was my coach, and he put me left wing, and I've always been a striker, and he put me in left wing, and I couldn't keep up with this winger, and I was kicking off. I was like, I'm not a winger. I'm a striker to Olivier Bernard, you know. And afterwards, I thought, what was I doing? I was just mad, you know. But like, I can't see professional footballers saying, you know, to like, no, I want to play here. You know?
One of the comments of the CDMs that we missed, who will be available in the summer, I don't think we'll get him. Is Declan Rice?
No chance. No chance.
I don't think there's any chance of getting him. But if we could get him, he'd be great.
Absolutely. I mean, he's got a market value of 80 million quid. But I tell you what, he'll not be at West Ham next season. No chance. He'll not be at West Ham, but he'd be worth every penny. I like Declan Rice. I didn't like him at first.
He won't be at West Ham next season, but it's where he's going to go, whether he goes to Chelsea or Arsenal.
United. Yeah, someone who's going to pay the big bucks because he won't be cheap.
Yeah,
exactly. We go for his comments, guys, because we're going to wrap up very soon because England matches on. But McTOMINAY, we do well in Newcastle. For big up Richard, by the way, mate. I hope you're okay. Do check out his channel, Rich Sports. He's a big Man U fan and he does it late. That's the thing. 10 o'clock. Great guy. Great guy. I've been on this channel a few times and I hope to get back on this channel soon. I heard Botman and 4 other Dutch players have pulled out of the squad because of the illness caused by a chicken curry. Yeah, I've heard that as well. And I hope to get back soon. And got it for Sven, by the way, because it would have been his first Dutch cap as well. There's always time for him to get one.
He's got the shit.
Yeah. Let's to come badge. Night to Jules. Ross Newcastle budget, unless his answer that depends on new sponsorship. Quite likely so. No one knows yet. That's what he's thought. If Bruno wants to play in goal, he can play in goal. Nah. Winning the bigger deals, you can spend more on players. That's Richard. That's a good point, Richard. Rather than the City approach of break every rule. That's true. And he talks a lot of sense of Sky. Thank you for that, Jules. Appreciate that, mate. We've just been on about Osimhen for 100 mil and 300k we make him round up. That's a mean. Look, mate, at the end of the day, right? I mean, look, if you want to pay 150 mil on a striker, right, we got to get Champions League first, mate. Simple as that. And we will this season. I'm not confident. Yeah. I'd be interested. Rice can muster being a small fish in the big pond as opposed to being the Mahood fish in the West Ham. Would he do a Phillips? That is me worry, sort of thing. He's got to go to a club, Declan Rice, where he's going to get games every single week and not just sit on the bench. Man City, not the answer. Man United, they got plenty of good midfielders there, by the way. That is the thing. They got Sabata, they got Fred as well. They got
Fred, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the problem. Tottenham? No, not go to Tottenham.
No, go to Tottenham.
I think you either go to Chelsea or you go to Arsenal. One of the
Chelsea.
two.
Yeah, Chelsea.
Yeah, I think he will. He's a Chelsea fan as well, by all accounts. Surely Rice will want to play every exactly which he will play every week, but he cannot do it at Man City. He just cannot. And Declan Rice won't cost that. Well, if West have their way, I think they'll probably get close to it. But we'll see.
I think that Declan Rice's price, I think, in a way, will be determined in which division West Ham.
If they get relegated, then you're right. Go on.
If they get relegated, we'll be able to screw him on price.
No, I think he won't be less than 100 mil. Can't see him going for less than 100. The hype he's got.
Yeah. Again, I think, as I say, the price will be determined by which division West Ham are in. I think that if they're in the Championship, they'll have to get rid of him. And they're not in such a strong bargaining position. So you might get a better deal. It's not going to be cheap, don't get me wrong. But you might get a better deal than if they stay in the Premier League.
Does it matter what league they're in, or does it matter on the contract and how many years they've got left?
I think when I say it depends on the league, because if they get relegated, their finances go through the floor and they need the money. And they need to bounce back straight away. You get it. It's very unusual when teams get relegated that they don't sell their best players.
We managed. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but we managed to keep all our players, and when we went down, and they got straight back up.
Yeah, but the last time it went down, it was more because of the owner than anything else. We had a world-class manager, which I think that kept players.
Well, yeah, I think Rafa.
Because we had Rafa, whereas they've got David Moyes.
Oh, and by the way, Declan Rice has got a market value of 80 million euros, works out to be 70 million quid. So just to let you know, guys.
Yeah, that's a decent price for him.
Yeah, I think he's worth 70.
Yeah, 12 months left on his contract as well. National anthem is so slow from Leslie. It depends who's on clause in the contracts. It's why people pay agents fortunes these days. This is very, very true. That's from Ian as well. And yeah, so I was going to say, we're going to wrap it up, by the way, guys. We talked about Victor Osimhen, talked about Scott McTOMINAY as well. Tell us what you think. Are they worth money? Who would you take out of those two? And also, who else would you like to see at Newcastle United? You want to see maybe Declan Rice? Do you want to see players' choice? Victor Roque as well, we're not talked about as well. He plays for Bruno's former clubs, Paradinese in Brazil. We're not talked about him as well. And Giovanni also plays in South America, Palmeiras as well. And yeah, so it's been a cracker show tonight there. And Rawley, can you tell us we can find you on your socials, mate?
Yeah, at Pole67 on Twitter.
Fantastic. And Carl, where can we find you, mate?
Just Twitter, at KPolV, NUFC. It's on the screen.
Fantastic. And you can find us on the links in the descriptions as well. And also you can check out, like, subscribe, you name it, you've got it as well. And it's all there for you. And what a way from 4,500 subscribers, believe it or not. And as you can see, but thank you very much indeed. If I had one choice, Cavaradona. I mean, for me, I think he'll stay at Napoli next season, but he's only been one season there. But I tell you something, that guy has been absolutely outstanding. He could well be Serie A player of the season. And he's up there with the very best, this guy, only 21. And thank you, Leslie. I appreciate that as well, support as well. Thank you for coffee as well. So I should hopefully be back tomorrow, but I'm on Lucas' show tomorrow at 6 o'clock for the Big Six. So I'll be on that. And I'll see if I can do it tomorrow. If not, I'll do it back on Saturday. And it's been a fantastic show. And did you enjoy coming on, guys?
Yeah, I always do.
Oh, it's always a pleasure, especially when Rawley's on.
You're too kind.
I enjoy it. I've really enjoyed it. Sorry I couldn't get on earlier, lads, but really enjoyed it.
That's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. And I appreciate that. You know, you're always welcome, guys. The Raw Comedy channel, you both always welcome to as well. So, like I said, like, subscribe, and you know what to do. Enjoy England tonight. People are going to watch it as well. I'll do these guys in a minute. And until then, have a fantastic evening. Come on, England!